All right, it's the power of pessimism. Episode whatever. Who cares? No one's listening.
15.
15. Thank you. In the midnight hour, she cried more, more, more. And with a rebel yell, she cried more, 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 more. All right.
More.
And then
Yes.
and then she couldn't get an abortion.
I think it was important that we said she. Let's go around the room. Who identifies as a what? Oh, who are you?
My name is Rafael.
Liretti?
Rafael.
Rafael.
I feel like Rafael today.
You are a man of
don't.
color from
You
the
only have-
South, my friend.
One name. One name's enough. Yeah.
Rafael Antonio Banderas Conchita Martinez
Montaña.
Castanza.
Delacroix.
Margarita.
We will call you Sugar Pussy.
And I will like it.
What is your name, senor?
Dr. Johnny Lawrence
Doctor.
is back.
Who we got over there?
Oh, there's producer Wes.
Producer Wes, the rock star, the new guy. He's IT guy, knows everything about stuff.
And
New
things.
guy.
And
Yep.
things.
New
Yeah, I've been
guy.
here every
And-
episode.
I thought you were here before I was.
It's new to me. Anyway, and you know what you can do, Producer Wes?
Yes.
For our 12 listeners is
Right.
all those things you are learning in the worlds you work in of data and tech. Anything that you think of to throw in there that could help our listeners stay off the radar, be on the radar. I don't know, whatever the hell they want to do. But you know, and we know this, and I'm not bullshitting. And he's a hell of a jazz pianist.
Hey.
You talking about anonymity?
And then we have GQ.
Hey.
Anonymity.
And it's called
GQ,
Panama.
tell us, what are you thinking? How you been, man? What's going on?
It's getting better.
Did you go on a trip?
I don't like the hot weather. I went to escape the hot weather, and it was 102 degrees. So I didn't
Sounds a
get
lot
very
cooler
far
than
from the
down
hot
here in the
weather.
deep south, my
I
brother.
think we had it was a pain in the ass, but the storm stuff is starting to dwindle a little bit, which is nice.
Storm stuff, what do you mean?
Here in town in Southwest Louisiana.
Oh, the hurricane fallout.
It's still here, but
Yeah, we're like Fallout
for me
boys.
personally, it's starting to wane.
And you
Number
know,
2 is coming up.
yeah, just because you said that, we're about to get hit with another one.
Oh,
now,
we're
well,
going to
I'm-
get date raped all
Yeah.
summer,
I'm
but,
leaving town.
right?
you know, it's an act
dropping
of
my
God.
business. Yeah.
Why do they make them bad shit an act of God? I don't know.
Locust.
Really makes a
That
fellow
wind
wonder.
blew my house away. It was an act of God.
Act of
Right.
God. Locust. What else did God do? The floods.
God has judged me already. Thank you.
Noah. God created Noah.
God didn't let you go bang every woman you wanted to bang, and I know you did.
That wasn't.
It would have
God's
been
fault.
illegal.
That wasn't God's fault. That was Muhammad's
Oh, if you're
fault.
gonna chime in, Mr. Beard, man, you got to have a name, and we have a guest on the sidelines.
Yeah.
He's a little intimidated. He's smoking some cigarettes on the show, which I'm about to fire one up. And thank you for the Cohibas. They're not illegal.
Why? isn't that
And
illegal?
what was your thought, sir? And what's your name?
Ted.
Ted.
You got to get your mouth
Lasso.
right up on that mic,
for
baby girl.
today. Ted for today. Okay?
Ted is good. That's easy to remember.
So Ted
Thanks.
says that God is not bad. He doesn't bring bad things to you.
He just tests you.
I believe that, honestly.
I'm not
We
good at-
all are tested. If you keep running into walls and walking into the same F-ups over and over again, it's the universe / God, Buddha, whoever, throwing you in the same position so you can work past it. Am I wrong?
Yes.
No, you're correct.
Yes.
It's
You keep walking into the same fucking wall. You're an idiot. You need to go take a left.
Okay. Well,
make that turn or take 4 lefts. You're fine.
Just turn to the west and see what happens.
but as
West
humans,
is the
we
best.
tend to do that.
West is the best.
I graduated in psychology. I was a 7-year undergrad. I'm no dummy. Mm-hmm. And if we keep walking into the same traps and hanging out with the same toxic people, the same shit happens. It's very hard to see when it's you, though. But
Or the cops. The cops are here again. Jesus Christ.
I'll hide in
You
the
know what?
underground bunker.
on this show, we like you to stop thinking for yourself so we can tell you how to think and what to think, right? Kind of like the news media. We're going to have the Brandon Report at some point. Tonight, our sponsor is
God, I can't wait to
Jizz
hear.
punch, smoothies for artificial insemination in a world where it's getting harder and harder to have babies.
Harder and harder.
Jizz punch. Thank you,
Hey, do they abort babies in China, or they just kill them after
China. No, they stab them as soon as
they come out?
they
Do
come
they
out.
eat them afterwards?
Boy or girl?
I don't know. Be
They
careful.
kill all the girls, right?
That's how you get monkeypox.
No, also, I mean, don't you get those stem cells from that too?
No, in America only, I think. Well, Chinese probably sell their fetuses.
Another topic tonight, a big one, a huge one, and you should be mad as hell or not. It is Roe v. Wade, taken by the Supreme Court, where Democrats and Republicans both voted to send it down to the states so the states could handle what they do. And
Democrats didn't vote for that, did they?
there were one or two that switched, that jumped.
Manchin.
I didn't see the votes on it.
It was 6-3. Nobody knows. We're so
If
bad.
it's 6-3, then yeah.
It was
that's the
6-3.
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court went
thought you meant-
6-3. There were Democrats that jumped ship.
Wait,
and
wait,
if
wait,
I'm a
wait,
Democrat,
wait.
I'm mad as
Wait,
shit.
Supreme Court justices are not Democrat. They should be neutral.
Right.
So they're not either way.
But
Well,
they are.
There's
They
3
identified.
Trump appointees
COVID
and the
alert.
rest from
2
Bush.
Obama appointees and 1 Biden.
one Bush.
Didn't Biden
Obama
just
is
one?
a Biden.
Just recently, though, huh?
Biden just did one, right?
Like, that was I forget her
Tahani
name.
Jones.
No.
Can anybody
Yeah.
tell the name of the woman that was just brought on to
That's what I'm
Tahani
trying-
Jones.
Honey Jones.
Tahani?
I can't spell her name, but I'm sure she's brilliant.
Oh,
Who
I'm
saw
sure.
the twerking of the New York senator?
Who was? Cortez.
See her twerk?
She was twerking.
No, but I want to.
AOC.
I have,
with a
I have dreams
headstand
about her.
twerking on the beach.
Katanji Brown Jackson.
Whatever.
If you're nasty,
That's all I'm saying.
Miss Jackson. If you're nasty,
Racist. You're a racist. Oh, I forgot. You're
That's a
brown.
song.
Yeah.
is that sorry, Miss Jackson? Oh yeah. Didn't mean to make your daughter cry.
Who'd she take the place of? The older white guy.
Oh,
Andre 3000. in the
Sure,
house.
that sounds right.
The older white guy that just retired.
Yes.
Also, we're going to talk about how Bill Gates promotes the outbreak of monkeypox as soon as he comes up with a vaccine for it.
He
Bingo.
got the vaccine?
He does. And let's see, Bush's verbal slip. That's funny. He's talking about Putin. He says, how can one man make the decision to infiltrate and take over a country like Iraq? I mean, the Ukraine.
Right.
I swear to God, he did it.
Yeah.
That is
And then
out
he
there.
said, oh, well, Iraq too.
Did he?
Yeah. You didn't see that part?
No, they cut
talking
that out.
He laughed and like kind of
Other
under
one's
his
dead.
breath was like, well,
Did he
Iraq
die?
too.
Senior's dead, yeah.
I went to his funeral.
Very funny. Sorry, your
Iraq
son
too.
died.
Oh, yeah.
Daddy said we should do it. I'm sorry your kids died. Oh, man. This is where we are in America right now. Oh, by the way, next year I heard that 4th of July will get canceled. It
Why? Because-
offends people. The color red, the color white, the color blue, and the word American. And I'm down with getting rid of the word white. I just think it's
America.
offensive. I hate it. And I'm
Whitewashed.
I'm an underprivileged white male.
I'm tired of the privilege I
But I'm
possess.
black from the waist down. Bing, bong, bing. We're going to touch on LGBTQ. We're going to touch on my boy, Gavin Newsom, who said and forbid anyone in California to go visit Montana. But where is he right now? In the great state of Montana.
Why did he say don't go to Montana?
Because they didn't appreciate and sponsor LGBTQ. Could you turn that down, please, sir?
Response to TikTok
That's what happens.
criticism.
That's what happens when you bring new people in.
That's fabulous. So the governor of California, I thought he got ousted.
No, there was a shot at it. But guess what? California hated Larry Elder, who was an African American.
Of course, Uncle Tom.
We're also going to talk about racist moves with Nancy Pelosi pushing Myra Flores, the new Congresswoman, Senate Congress.
Is she Republican?
Yes.
Yeah,
And Nancy Pelosi elbows her kid out of the way.
I saw that.
We're talking
That was
assault on
brilliant.
small children is what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen.
No, San Francisco. I'm from San Francisco.
Stop it. No, you're not.
They are. Have you noticed they're changing their ways? They
No.
have recalled.
Well, they
their,
have to.
They recalled the DA They have enough votes.
That's what happened.
Yes, that's the new stuff.
No, that was the governor you were thinking of, and he failed, and the governor won. Newsom won, but he's talking about something different.
Yes. The
Well-
DA, District Attorney of San Francisco County,
Yeah.
has been recalled. They will
Why?
re-vote. That's the first time in history. In
Are
San
they
Francisco.
kicking
Wait, I
homeless
thought they just
people
did that to
off the
Newsom.
corner?
They did that to Newsom a couple of years
That was
ago.
an impeachment thingy.
No,
it was
there's
a little
a
different.
recall.
Yeah, recall.
And they did. They had a re-vote for governor as well.
But he
Won.
hung
He
in
killed
there.
it. Right.
Oh yeah, he crushed it.
But the DA won. They're expecting him to lose.
Well, wait. So my question is, when they recalled the DA, are there now still homeless people all over the streets, or are they starting to clean that up?
No, they're still
They did
all
it.
over.
They did
They're
it in New
still
Orleans
pooping
years
all over
ago.
with needles hanging out of them.
They're everywhere still.
And now New Orleans has a new tent city issue.
Our friend Chewbacca Chucky, that we know he's a nobleman. He lives in San Francisco, and he has which now probably worth $1.2 million. He paid $850,000. He's successful. He's trying to cure cancer, by the way. Anyway, we know people.
luck.
And
Seriously.
he was saying that he would walk out of his front door. It was, a year or so ago, and all of a sudden there were a bunch of homeless people he was having to step over, and I'm not exaggerating. They would be right out in front of his house, outside his doorstep, and you couldn't say anything.
Emboldened.
No.
They deserve. Yeah, I mean, sitting on the fucking concrete as well. You're like, wow.
Not only that, but they were going to Walgreens and CVS and smashing and grabbing. Cops will not arrest you unless you go and steal over
$700,
$1,000.
$1,000.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Take a Carnival cruise to San Francisco, where you can loot as much as you want.
Exactly.
Get all your money back.
Walgreens and CVS's have all closed down inside the city of San Francisco.
Inside downtown. Mm-hmm. I mean, why? How could you maintain business?
You can't. And not only that, other small businesses are closed down because of the same issue.
We need the mayor of Sonoma back on. She can clarify.
Yeah, she was very good.
She was.
She wants
Have
to
y'all
come
heard
back
about
on.
the rioters in Oregon, Portland to be specific?
No.
And they were
Lately?
rioting over the Roe versus Wade. But then the person who was interviewing said, that it's still legal abortion in Oregon. And they were like, bullshit. So they were destroying businesses and breaking glass and graffitiing the city. And they still had abortion legal in Oregon.
Okay, so this Roe v. Wade stuff. Let's be honest.
Let's get on this. Let's go
talk-
ahead and
let's
start
talk
on
It
this.
is
about
not
Roe v.
the
Wade.
federal government's responsibility to make that. It is each state's responsibility.
Okay, well,
And
wait,
if you have a
can I-
problem with that, have a problem with your governor, like John Bell Edwards.
Exactly. And he is a Democratic governor, right? A
They
Democrat.
trusted him, and he fucked them.
Yes,
Okay,
he did.
So here's a point of thought. If you're going to accept the fact that each state is going to control whether or not it's legal to
Like
have an
it was
abortion
set up in the
at
first
any
place.
time, then don't you think that it's also states' rights for any kind of gun control, driver's license, with drinking age, everything? No. If you want to think about it, give the states the right to make decisions.
Yeah,
It is.
that's how it was supposed to be.
Speed
No,
limits.
it is. It is. Now, remember, Louisiana was the last state to go from 18 to 21.
I remember that.
You know why?
Taxes.
Federal funding.
Oh, that's right. Federal.
That's why.
The federal
US
dollars
government's-
were going to dry up if we didn't change. They
so
forced
basically, it's
us.
strong on Louisiana to do it. If Louisiana wants to right now go and make it 16, they can. But then the federal funding won't be there.
Well, that clarifies it. Then let every state make a decision, and then have the feds say, you know what, no highway funds for you because you don't allow killing babies. So, I just find it an odd thing to argue about. And go to war.
Roe v.
over.
Wade.
I agree.
Is abortion of all things, man? That should be quietly.
They
held
gave
in
the power
hospital.
back to the states, so your sister, who's upset, can go down to the state capitol and call out the guy she funded
Yes.
to be the governor and say, "Hey, you son of a bitch, you just jammed us up and set women back." And conveniently, now we know what a woman is. We didn't know a month ago
No.
because it was LGBTQ. But now, conveniently, we know exactly what a woman is.
Anyway,
Somebody
but,
who's
but
actually
even in
pregnant.
Louisiana, even though he said it's illegal, it's still legal because a Supreme Court judge, Louisiana Supreme Court judge, shot his put a hold on his little thing.
I'm sure that he probably
But
knew.
they
For
put a
what,
hold on
2
his little
weeks
thing?
though, right? It was a very short one, I thought.
I thought God
That's what
renewed
she
it.
said.
They renewed it? Okay.
So all the abortion clinics in Louisiana are now shut down.
No, they're still open.
So Governor Edwards did.
He
What he
passed it.
What are we talking
But
about?
then a judge said, no, you can't do that.
Well, and to be fair, like we said last episode,
clip.
he didn't pass it. He had no, like, if he would have vetoed it, it already had enough votes to override his veto.
Then let them do it. He could look good.
I mean, I agree
He
with
could
you.
look good. He
I
could
do
let them
agree
do
with
it.
you.
Who do it?
My thing is, look,
Bell Edwards
if we
could
want
let
abortion to be legal in this
legislature?
state, we
Yes.
He
should
could let them be the
vote
bad
on it,
guys. He
right?
could
Yes.
It should be a statewide
A public vote, yes.
Not these lawmakers doing this shit. Fuck them.
Oh no,
Right.
you could do that just by electing people pro or abortion.
We have elections
Yeah,
coming up
and
in
then
November, right?
gerrymandering, you
Then
can't.
fucking do it.
Well, okay. So
It
the
should be a popular
legislature.
vote.
So is that really supposed to dictate to me policy about economics? And it shouldn't. Abortion is a topic, but why is it such a big topic?
There are a lot of guys here that should have been aborted.
If somebody can morally make a decision to do that, and
Hey,
a
I was
doctor
planned.
morally
Look.
come up with the idea that it's okay to do that,
I have
then
to be
think
consistent.
Let them live with it.
Yeah, I agree.
I have to be consistent, dude. I was on the vax, my body, my choice. Same thing goes for the ladies, man.
I agree. I totally agree.
I do too. And people would call us one-sided, but we're not. We are down the middle, independent, and I'm going to say it. And we won't get canceled, but I'm pro-choice, man.
Yeah.
All those 20-year-olds that I've been knocking up, boom, abortion.
I mean, can you
Oh
imagine?
no, fuck them.
the
No,
Selfishly
plan B, dude.
pro-choice.
Just give them the plan B. Give them that pill.
Yeah,
done.
Plan B, that's Plan A, motherfucker.
Hey, FYI, these aren't Cubans. These are
I know.
Nicaraguans.
That's what that guy said. I didn't read. You know,
I
don't
heard
read.
that the morning after pill is also going to be
I call that shit the
In
morning
certain
before.
states, they'll still allow it. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because it's pharmaceutical.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going
It's
to go to
pharmacy.
New York and fucking bring home a whole fucking suitcase full in Louisiana and start selling them.
Go to the high
Dude,
schools.
suitcases.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
going to go to the high schools and make them.
And guess what,
Fortune.
America? You know why they're not going to get rid of the day after pill? Because it's pharmaceuticals. They're not going to get rid of birth control either. It's pharmaceuticals. They're going to make more money with abortion.
I still don't. I'm still trying to wrestle with the
Harvey
fact that.
Wade.
What did you say? You said my body, my choice with the vaccine.
My penis, my choice.
Then you should. Now there is a difference between killing the vaccine. What do you call it? Antibodies or whatever. There's a difference between that and a little baby human. I get it. But
That
my
is a little baby human.
my body, my choice. What else does that incorporate? I can, as a 12-year-old, have a sex change.
So has my sperm been disenfranchised?
Probably.
Seriously.
As a white male, yeah.
Yeah. So now I give all that good sperm that I'm making my balls every day, and now it doesn't count. What does that do? What does that mean?
I mean,
I
I
don't
dump
know.
my
I don't
sperm
like
every
it.
morning out anyway. So
I don't. You in the shower, man. I've lost a lot of that stuff in the shower,
Dude, there's so many fucking fish out there that are pregnant by my fucking.
dude. That's those
So
giant
many-
rats.
There's so many babies in
You
the
ought to
sewer
see
right
these
now.
giant rats in the sewers here.
God. You know, that's why they don't want you to flush like tampons and stuff because it makes babies in the sewer.
Yeah.
Oh, just don't
Fucking
flush tampons, because they
Motherfucking
absorb
don't
all the
fucking
water
flush
and
tampons.
It
Who would
has
do that?
eggs and stuff in the tampon, the used tampon, and then that's how babies are born.
Is that why they taste
If you
so
flush
weird?
a tampon, then I spew right afterwards. They mix and a baby starts.
Yeah.
In
And
the
that's why the
shit.
pipes get clogged.
That's
You
why.
got baby cotton floating around?
Babies.
Yep.
Bloody ass baby cotton?
With
Ask
my
your
sperm
local
attached
plumber.
to it.
Oh
Holy
man, you
shit.
dip it in your thing like a tea bag.
Yep.
You put it in your hot water. Boom.
that
Jizz
gives-
punch.
That gives Roto-Rooter a brand new
Oh yeah.
whole thing.
Oh shit.
Cleaning babies out.
We'll clean your pipes.
Ooh.
And I thought Roto-Rooter. Oh man,
That
that's
is what the
horrible.
kids are calling
You know
it
what?
these days.
Those people need to be arrested.
Who does?
Anybody who's a Roto-Rooter that has
They're
those
child
blades,
murderers.
Yeah, they're murderers.
100%.
Excellent. Okay, let's see some of the other things. Well, let's stay with Roe versus Wade, man, because
Good rabbit
look,
hole.
man, the
So did anybody see the actual document? Whatever.
Documentation.
Document.
No, the docuseries.
This brought to you by Chivas Regal, the scotch that makes you
this
forget.
Is just a fucking cigar.
Illegal
It's nothing else in
Cohiba
there.
cigars from Cuba. They make you forget.
Documentary.
Documentary. That's
Okay.
right. About Roe v. Wade, about the lady.
No.
No, I saw 2,000 Mules, but
So she actually came back and said, "Look, I had no issues. They made me a political person, and she is actually pro-life."
Who is it?
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Roe
Doc.
Or Wade. I don't know. It's
And
Wade.
that wasn't even
sounds
her
like
name. I forgot
folklore.
her name, but yeah, it was a whole fucking. It was on PBS. Go figure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was about Mrs. Roe or Mrs. Wade.
And that's not really her name. It's something.
yeah, I think it's Joe Wade and Martha Rowe.
Said it. Yeah.
Yes, please don't check me on that.
I totally,
Is that Roe like
totally
fish
don't
eggs?
believe you.
It's not a constitutional right, and that's where everybody gets jammed up. It's
That's right.
not.
I see that on the news all the time, like the constitutional right to an abortion. I'm like, where in the Constitution does it
But
say that?
but you're not clueless. You're smart. But the poor people that just got off work for 14 hours
Yeah.
to make minimum wage, and they turn on the TV and they say that, they might believe it.
Yeah. I mean,
You
it's
know,
a
that's-
right. Well,
Are
it
you calling
was.
poor people stupid?
I'm saying the poor people who are working their asses off to make America go, get home, flip on the news because it's the one thing they trust, but you shouldn't.
Right.
And they're telling them all this
And those
misinformation.
and those are the people we all know who should not have babies.
You're damn right about that. I should have been aborted. You
Pro-choice.
too, GQ. Man, if
the
you would have been aborted, there'd
Constitution-
never been this podcast if we'd have been aborted.
That's why.
Doesn't
That's
the
why I think
Constitution
abortion is a
say
good thing.
life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness?
What is
No
happiness?
Oh, that was only for the white
COVID
people.
killed my happiness.
That was only for the white
There
people.
is no happiness.
The pursuit of what? Black
Life.
people through the woods. And
What I love-
Liberty
That's a
and the
bad
pursuit of happiness.
What the extremist on one side, I will say the left, what they don't realize is they are ushering in communism. And they have no idea, and they're supposed to be against it, but they have no idea they're doing it. But they're ushering in communism.
I think some of them know that
They know
they
what they're
actually want the government.
We
to
had that
control
discussion
everything.
earlier. It's like the kid on the football field or the basketball court that knows that he stepped out of bounds, and so does his team. But they all say, no, I didn't. It's the same thing. It's the same as the Democrats or the bad guys. I'm not going to say Democrats are bad guys. I'm going to say the bad people that are involved in both sides of Politico that make us think that they don't know what they're doing, but they completely know what they're doing. It's calculated, like the NHL finals. It's calculated, scripted.
See,
Thank God Colorado won.
you are. That's where you lost me, because I do think that's a general. You say the refs can control the game, and I say they can't.
Well, who makes the laws and who says if it's a strike or a foul?
The umpire,
Who says if it's pass interference or holding?
the referees,
And if it's pass interference on a touchdown that wins the Super Bowl, Saints NFC Championship,
well,
the referee said it wasn't happening.
you're assuming that for some reason they didn't want the Saints to win.
I'm just assuming what I saw when he got completely date raped on
No,
that
he
pass
got
interference.
hammered. I
What was that? 2019 NFC Championship
I think the rules were changed.
or 2020,
after
and it was L.A. and the Los Angeles Rams, who are a damn fine team. Not dogging them, but it was complete pass interference. The
was
wide
pass
receiver for the
interference.
Saints
No
did
doubt.
a helicopter in the air.
that. No, he got.
He had a
nailed.
broken arm, and he still doesn't walk right.
So
It wasn't.
I'm gonna Roe v. Wade, right? Her name Jane Roe. Her name was Norma McCorvey.
Why'd she change her name?
She didn't. Media did. The Democratic Party did. Right? She was born. Guess where?
Louisiana.
Simsport, Louisiana.
Oh, God bless her heart.
Simmsport, Louisiana.
Where is that?
She died in Katy. Right? So later in her life, McCorvey became a evangelical Protestant, and her remaining years a Roman Catholic, and took part in anti-abortion movements.
Anti-abortion, but she was the one who had the abortion.
Oh, man.
No, she didn't have it.
Who's Wade?
They made it
That's her
because she
brother.
didn't have the choice to. She never had the abortion.
Oh, So she had a baby.
You don't mean to say that the Democratic Party took someone of color
her
and made an
deathbed-
example of them?
Her
How do you know
deathbed
she's of
confession
color?
that she never really supported the anti-abortion movement and that she had been paid for her anti-abortion sentiments.
Excellent. Just like when you get paid for having
Yeah, wait.
COVID in hospitals.
Was she black? Why
white.
did you? She's white.
She's white.
Yeah.
I knew that. I was just seeing if y'all knew
Yeah,
it.
yeah. But who's Wade?
He's the guy. He was
John,
the
what was
mailman.
it? John.
The guy doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Wade was the date
So
rapist.
Wade sued to keep the child alive or make her have an abortion.
Keep it alive.
Okay, and she
she got paid. She kept the child.
yeah.
The whole thing is based on a
So
farce.
why are we even talking about Roe
The
v.
whole
Wade?
thing on abortion is based on a situation where the child did not get aborted. America.
What does that child feel like? The whole thing is based on me being dead.
I would
That is-
change my name.
Why don't we interview that kid? Seriously,
They should name the kid Joe
Lucky,
Vasquez Wade.
Lucky,
Joe V. Wade.
Lucky Wade.
Yeah, no, that's unbelievable information there that I didn't even know. So the whole abortion deal is based on a situation where the woman did not have an abortion. Am I
Not
right on
having
this?
abortion. And they are fighting for the right for that child who we want to talk to not exist.
And let me tell
a
you, the
weird
people,
thing
a lot
to
of the people
spend your life doing.
that fight for abortion probably should have been aborted. Bing, bong, ping.
But ain't
AOC?
thing.
Oh, man. We just dropped
Go to-
down
go
to
to-
But I
number
think
48.
AOC was. I think that was a botched abortion right there.
Oh,
And
AOC?
that's a thing.
Yeah.
that is a total thing.
That is.
And I'm
Coat
all
hanger
about
on
women's
all
health.
that.
I swear to God. I love women. I appreciate women. All this pro-woman stuff that's going on right now, go for it, man. I think actually they're getting screwed by the LGBTQ because they're taking away what the hell a woman is. And a woman is like something I'm very cool with.
I am. Women are powerful. Women are very powerful people.
Well, they're smarter than us. We copied off them
100%.
in school. And then they own that thing, the vajayjay. Oh, yeah.
I was
Bow
talking-
down to the vajayjay.
I was talking to an LGBTQ
Q.
whatever.
SBLA.
and
CSI Miami.
a friend of mine, and she brought up abortion, and I said, "Are you pro-choice?" And she said, "Of course, yeah." And we had a
Dude,
long discussion about this, and I said, and she assumed that I was pro-life. And after a little while, I let her go for a little while. And then
After
I
a little
said,
while, you were because you're like, fuck her. I just want to argue with her.
No, I just wanted to hear her point of view. And then I said, and she goes, "Well, what do you think?" And I said, I said, "You really want to know?" And she said, "I do." And I said, "It's going to be harsh. You're not going to want to listen to what I have to say."
Oh, God. Here it comes.
She goes,
Here it comes.
and she said, "No, I think at this point I know you well enough, and I think you need to tell me." And I said,
You didn't say the Metallica album, did you?
"Line them up, kill them all."
Oh, man.
And she's like, "What?"
Good God.
And I said, "Listen to me. 12 to 14 years from today,
I wish someone would have said that about you.
I know. I'd be much better off
Good God,
in a
man.
can somewhere.
So
But,
insensitive.
12
White
to
male
14
identifies
years.
as a white woman, so
Today, you watch the crime rate go up, and they'll blame some
they've already
other
done that.
reason.
Freakonomics, if you
Yes.
haven't read it, prove that.
Oh, it's a great
And,
book.
and-
It is.
and you watch the crime rate go up, and at that particular point, it's going to be $2,000 limit for shoplifting before they can
Well,
even
let's just defund
arrest
the
you or
police.
stop you from taking something.
Look,
You know, this whole thing is going to have.
I don't
to-
believe
that wheel is going to turn back. The
I don't
other
believe
way.
It
Democrats
is.
or Republicans truly want to defund the police. I really don't believe that. I believe that the Democratic Americans and Republican Americans and independents and libertarians, all of them, they don't want to defund the police, man. I mean, come on, dude. That's our protection. It's all there in the pudding, dude. You got Nancy Pelosi hires black ops to watch her house. I'm exaggerating, but she hires a team to watch her house. All these people who say defund it then immediately hire people to protect them. Whatever, I get it. We want protection, and I trust the police. Yes, they can be a little here or there on their judgment, but overall, they were out there
Don't-
taking bullets, man.
Don't say all white people are
I can't stand white people.
Privilege.
all white
Oh,
people
racist.
are mass shooters.
COVID alert.
Because every once in a while you'll have somebody who's not white, but it's rare. But I mean,
Hey,
defund
dude,
the police.
just white
was
people are
based
good
on-
at it.
Defund the police was based on maybe 30, call it 40 different cases over a period of years where some police officers went way fucking too far, and it's on camera now.
They went far with me one night.
Well, I'm just saying those guys have a very difficult job. They're not perfect human beings. They're police officers. They don't get paid very much. They get pissed off. They have bad days. Sometimes it's all on film now. But I support the police generally because 98% of the time everything's fine.
Hey,
It's
man, when
fine.
you need them, you need them.
You want them.
Look.
I want them.
Me too, man.
Those
I
guys-
trust the
I want to give
cops.
them more money.
Those guys can be assholes. But
I
you
know,
what?
I know.
I don't blame them.
But every time they step out of their car, their life is in danger.
It could be.
They don't know who is in front of them. So, yes, they're going to come out like a hard ass because they have to.
And
right?
That's how they're
very-
trained.
you have-
What they're trained to
Yes.
do.
It's very naive of anyone who says otherwise to say that, because to say that they don't understand what they go through. These guys are dodging bullets all the time. And if you,
You
don't
don't.
understand that,
I do not know what they're going through.
right, I don't either, but I have friends that are policemen.
Yeah.
So they tell me,
Me too.
and they come out, they're scared. The reason they do the things is the reason that all humans do what they do. They get scared and they overreact.
or they're having a bad day, or maybe something happened earlier and then it transforms into this bad episode.
And
And
for
also,
everyone
look,
else out
doesn't
there,
make 'em bad.
sometimes
It is
cops
not-
are
Did
dicks.
not
It is-
listen to them.
It's not their fault
Yeah.
that 95% of the violence happens in minority areas.
Oh, you're so racist. But
Is
you
that
mean democratically
right?
run?
95?
You
It's
mean
high.
democratically
Yeah, yeah,
run areas?
It's a high
of the
number.
urban
So
areas.
when they go to these, like in Houston, the 5th Ward, the 4th Ward, or the 3rd Ward, or in
What
New
are you
Orleans, like,
talking about,
10th
man?
Ward, whatever, they have to be on their toes.
You better be,
They
man.
can't. Because one slip and they're dead.
They're gonna stick you, bro.
Yeah, it's a very difficult job, and I often wonder why in the hell did they pick that profession?
Well, it's fun to walk around with a gun and bulletproof vest.
Well, what's the same thing can be said for guys in the military. I mean, we know people who've done all that.
Freaking military gets a pass, man.
and it's I don't
Those
know.
guys and
It's a
girls
young man's game.
get thrown into the shit, man.
It's a young man's game, and some people don't come out okay, and that's unfortunate. But
Now, could there be some changes in the police? Yes. Because
There could be reform,
Yes.
and the smart Democrats that I know always say reform. They don't say defund.
reform to what?
there hasn't been,
Reform it so the cops aren't dicks.
not even that. I mean, there's certain times that they go out, they go out to a domestic violence case. They
Those are
automatically assume that the guy did something wrong. Automatically throw the guy on the ground, whatever.
Oh,
right?
I hate men.
and somebody's got a gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate
But
guns.
it's not the guy, it's a girl.
Right.
So it's
Oh, girls with guns is even worse.
they're sexy, though.
Yeah, they are, man. The bikinis with the stripes on and stuff, man. It's
The AR-15s loaded up.
yes.
How many domestic violence
Makes me want to
calls
shoot my
do the
load of guns.
city police do on an LGBT, like two gay guys or two
Stop it.
gay girls? I
Those
wonder that
guys
would be
and
interesting.
girls
Hey,
don't
would that be
do
I
considered
need
a
to
hate
see
crime?
those stats.
That'd be a small stat.
Would that be considered a hate crime then?
What?
I don't know.
Two gay guys fight each other.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, but no one gets hurt because they just slap each other. And they scream a lot. Stop it. Stop
Okay,
it.
how about two butch ladies getting in a fight?
No
Big fight.
fist. No
Oh, yeah,
fisticuffs.
dude, those
Slap-
girls scare me. The
slap-a-cuff.
MMA women scare the living shit out of me.
That's a hate crime.
That's a hate crime.
Like, they hate my dick is the problem. And I don't have a problem with my dick, but they do. It's because they don't have one. And they're never going to have one. But they could borrow mine for a little bit. Ba-doom.
But why is Roe v. Wade such a big deal that swings elections? I don't get it. It's not that big of a topic.
It's
Media
not
hype.
that big of a deal because it goes to the states, and get mad at your governor. Don't get mad at everyone on TV. Get mad at your governor. Don't bring up Trump. He had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, he did. He put 3 people on the court.
Well, he didn't, but it all went back to the states. So if you live in a Democratic state and your governor slashed it like ours in Louisiana did, well, then get mad at his ass. Don't get mad at anyone else.
Think about it. If Ginsburg would not, she died in office, right?
Yeah.
And then
think she
Trump
died in
got an
83.
appointment. If she would have retired during the Obama years, it still would have been 5-4.
Yeah.
And that
Wait, you
was-
said the word. Obama. Obama's got a new TV series on Netflix.
What's it called?
He's going to be, you know what he wants to be? He wants to be the next, what's his name, who has the best voice?
Idris Elba.
Morgan Freeman. He wants to be the
Morgan
next
Freeman.
Morgan
No,
Freeman.
Morgan Freeman's a badass, dude.
He is a badass. But just because Obama identifies as a black male right now, he wants to be Morgan Freeman. Anyway, I digress. Let's go on. We got all kinds of topics to talk about. It's the Biden report.
What is that poor bastard
Hey, did
doing
you
now?
see? Did you see the latest videos of him with his cheat sheet? And on the back side that he accidentally showed the media, and it said, "You stand up. You say hi to Schuler. You sit down and pose a question." That's how bad it's gotten.
I don't think that all of those guys don't have cheat sheets. Now, granted,
They
Biden-
don't hold them up in front, and they don't say, "Learn to sit down, learn to stand up, learn to sit back down."
I know.
least
he
he brought
shouldn't
his-
be. He shouldn't be.
Trump
president.
always forgot it in the car or something. 'Cause
Trump just took over the
I never
whole
needed
podium.
one
and
again.
he ignored him. And
oh my God!
That is bullshit. I never needed one.
Can
I'm
y'all
fantastic in interviews.
Can you answer this question? And don't be a Trumper. Just answer.
I hardly knew her.
Okay.
Grab it and put-
Is he going to get the nomination to run for the Republicans?
No, it's going to be a distraction. All the Democrats are going to be worried about him, and somebody else is going to step in and take
Just
it.
You think so?
Santos
Probably
Well, that means-
DeSantos, maybe Tulsi Gabbard as a running mate.
with him.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's not going to be Trump. He's
and
going to
Tulsi
do a
is
distraction.
Democrat. Don't forget now.
I know. She'd be a well.
She's awesome. I love her.
I love
she's
her.
I do
she's
too,
Fucking
man.
hot, dude.
She's a beautiful woman, and she's smart, and we love beautiful women that are smart
Let me ask y'all
and have
this
a
then.
great
Somehow
rack.
violent.
If y'all really think that Trump is not going to be the Republican primary,
Right.
which is possible, but then it begs the question:
Who is?
Well, no, the other that yes, but the other question, which is if all of these people are still kind of parroting the lie that the election was stolen, then
It's
how?
not. Have you seen 2,000 Mules by Dinesh D'Souza? They geo-tracked them. It's on film.
It's solved.
everywhere. It's everywhere, but they're not reporting on it, and that's what you need to look
Okay,
up.
well, hold on. Let me finish my
Wait,
thought
yeah.
before you
I don't
tear
know-
it down.
I don't know. What
I'll
he
let you
said.
tear it down, but let me finish it. Okay, so how are they going to get people to have the confidence to vote for anyone
Right.
other than Trump if they're still saying that the election
That
had a lot
is
of fraud?
a really good point, man. That's a
Wait,
really
You know
good
what
point.
I'm thinking?
No, I
what
have
they're
a
going
thought.
to do is Trump is going to back one of these candidates, which is not going to be what they call a
He'll be in the primaries.
a right wing person.
Yeah.
Closer to a centralist. Right.
I mean, okay.
Which
Florida
DeSantos, Tulsi, they're all centralists.
Yeah.
Right. So if he backs,
Even
he
Bill
likes
Maher.
DeSantos, right?
Right.
If he backs DeSantos and then he brings in Tulsi Gabbard as his running mate,
Yeah.
that's a bipartisan ticket.
Yeah.
How can you not back that?
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
So
Right.
what you were
and it's
talking
a
about?
woman of color
Right.
on it, and then you have a man of color as the head guy,
Sure.
and a Hispanic.
It does match up
Sure.
well.
Yeah.
Is she a woman of color?
She is. She's Hawaiian.
She looks pretty white.
How are
she's
they
Hawaiian.
going to get Trump to back any other candidate that's for president?
Because he doesn't want to go through all that bullshit
He does.
again. I wouldn't
It's
if
a
I were him.
power thing for him. Trump is all about power.
Yeah.
If he thinks he's controlling these two people, like he's a puppet master,
Right.
that's all he wants.
Yeah, that might be.
That's all he wants.
I mean, that
And
does
here
make
he's gonna
sense.
come
It's a good
tweet,
point.
I got them in power.
Right.
I got them in power.
Remember
I
this.
got him in power. I was
Remember-
fantastic.
remember
You're
this
not going to
aspect.
really listen to exactly what you're going to be saying.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question.
Wait, I have. Go ahead.
Robert Kennedy, JFK. JFK was banging some pretty sweet chicks. He was banging
Marilyn.
He was banging Marilyn Monroe, and then there's Clinton. He shot a nut on an intern. I mean, come on. This isn't Camelot 2.
Consensually.
Camelot. What? Camelot?
This
Camelot.
isn't Camelot 2.
Okay,
Camelot.
let me ask a serious question.
We're not talking about the
Ask
VP.
me.
Okay, so Trump.
Do it.
Okay, remember, so 50% of the population, voting population of
Right.
America, because let me tell you,
It's
a
like
lot of people
30%.
don't vote, right? 35 or 33% last time I looked were Trump supporters,
Okay.
pure Trump supporters.
It's
Correct.
higher than that, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
It is.
Okay, so if that 35%
48.
of the 50%,
Right.
okay, to me, what's dangerous is he's got a block of voters that will not go away.
Yes.
So if the
Like
vote
John
is-
Lennon and Michael Jackson, and they're both dead.
yes. So the rest of those voters are going to be tripped up by or split up by 2 or 3 different candidates. What has to happen within the Republican Party is you have to absolutely figure out who the guy is running against him.
Right.
We're just talking Republican primary. And if that is DeSantis, then everybody else needs to fuck off. Otherwise, Trump will win.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
That is the only way that Trump will
Fuck
get
off.
nominated. And DeSantis can get just as big a voting block or more, because there are a lot of people like me that voted for Trump that didn't want to.
Who are the Democrats
Understand.
going to bring in?
Keep the same
I
ticket.
don't know. There's
They
a
have to keep the
really
same-
Oh, I
good.
sure hope so.
The Virginia governor was very
Poor
sharp. I saw him.
Biden.
Is it Virginia?
Or maybe Kamala.
Oh, Jesus.
Kamala.
She was my
Well,
favorite. She turned out to be.
Oh, she was not my favorite. Oh my god.
Oh, I loved her. She
Dude,
did
she
so
was
well.
okay. No, for 90% of her life, she's been Indian. Never said she's black. All of a sudden, oh, that's mine.
Indian?
She is 50%. Her mom is Indian. You know, right?
Did we get her,
Her
in
mom
the
is
free
Indian.
agent?
I did not know that.
She is a Hindu woman.
Did we get
Right?
her in the
Her,
draft?
She's
her
Hindu?
dad is mixed, black and white.
Okay.
So she's only
Yeah.
25% black.
Africa.
Right.
So her
That
dad
makes her black, according to
left
brothers
her
and
mom
sisters.
After she got pregnant with
Right.
her. Dad left.
Okay.
So her mom
Wait,
was
where'd
a
he go?
professor in California, whatever. And this is how she was raised as a Indian woman.
Right.
But because of political aspects,
Yeah.
she started.
Oh wait,
black.
Obama had a
Well,
white mom or
and
something, didn't he?
White mom, yeah.
and who was it? The mayor of San Francisco. What was his name? Willie.
Yeah.
And the fact that his penis fit right in her mouth.
Right in her mouth.
Oh, that was
It
When she
fit
was DA,
perfectly.
district attorney.
Like a
Yeah.
glass slipper. Just
Dick attorney.
No, yeah, because she sucked his dick
Right.
and became the DA.
that's how it
She's
works.
not heels up for nothing, man. No, that's no joke.
No,
She sucked her way to the top.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
It
she's still at the
must
top, right?
Be good.
And then she married a Jewish guy.
Yeah.
What?
That's 20 years older than
A
her.
white guy?
A Jewish guy, yeah, white guy.
White guy? She's married to a white guy?
I've never seen a black Jewish guy.
I've never seen him. Why don't
I
I know
have.
who he is?
His name was Jerome Goldstein.
Was he their slave? Oh, I don't know.
His name was LeBron Goldberg.
But that voting block of Trump.
LeBron Goldberg. I know who that is.
LeBron. No, he's Chinese.
But Wes,
Yeah.
By
that
the way,
voting-
NBA viewership went up without LeBron in the playoffs. God bless
Oh, but it
America
was still terrible.
and the NBA.
No, the NBA Finals with Golden State and
Steph Curry.
and Boston.
Golden Tate.
Huge.
Really?
Hey, hold
Yeah.
on.
I heard it was
Hold on
low.
a second. I think
Huge.
GQ really has a point here.
That'd be the
No,
first.
I think I was repeating something.
So you look at the demographics of those voters, and you look at Ron DeSantis. Can they pull that same?
I don't know. Not with mail-in voting and mail-in ballots. They'll never win.
But you got to
Wes,
remember.
going
You got to remember.
back
You have to be a
at your-
registered Republican to vote in the primary.
Right.
About the quote unquote stealing the
That
election
is the
stuff.
ticket
Yeah.
for Trump.
So if you, and I'm not saying that it was stolen or whatever, it could have been just one of the biggest elections in history.
Yeah, more people got out and voted for Biden than they did for Obama.
This is the first time in history
Right.
that a incumbent president received more votes than he did previous by all races and still lost the election. right?
Yeah, sure.
Also, if you look at the main areas where they're too tough to call
Yeah.
at one point,
Right.
you have 90% voter turnout. One was 100% voter. That's never, ever happened.
Okay.
Never happened. So either they're really pissed or some fraud happened. Now, I'm not saying it was just on one side. It was on both sides.
Okay, but then the guy that Trump appointed to handle the security of the election said this is the most secure and least amount of fraud happened in any election in American history. The guy that Trump appointed.
Yeah.
You can't listen to Trump because during
Yeah.
during the election cycle, like the day of the election,
Yeah.
when he beat Hillary Clinton, he said the election was rigged.
I remember.
I mean,
No, but she said it more.
no.
Also,
Yes.
You just can't. You
when
just
you have
can't
mail-in
listen to him.
ballots,
Yeah.
your vote counts twice.
What?
Because
How do
I
you
could
figure that?
Because they don't check them until because I could vote through a mail-in,
Yeah.
and then go to my normal place to go vote there. That'll count first. Then they count the mail-in
I'm
afterwards.
doing that. I'm going to do that.
They've found a lot of doubles.
And then they fix it because they found it.
I don't know. Do they?
Yeah,
No.
they're supposed
No.
to.
I
No.
don't think they
But-
fixed it.
They didn't have to. They had a winner. No,
It's on both sides. I'm saying it's not one. But
the mail-in
Okay.
bullshit is nonsense.
No, it's not.
That is
2,000
be
Mules,
no-
man. Have you seen the video?
no mail-in
Have you seen
ballots.
the Nestor 2,000 Mules documentary? They have geo-tracking. They have them doing it. They have them dumping hundreds of ballots between 2,000 mules. That's what he means by that. 2,000 people dumped as many as they could. It's on video.
No.
But
I
no
agree
one,
with you.
no one.
I agree with you. I
Fox,
say
CNN,
mail-in-
CNN Plus.
mail-in
That's not
ballots.
around anymore.
I have
Mail-in
one
ballots
point
is-
to make here. And when we liberated Afghanistan, how many mail-in ballots did Afghanistan?
Oh, you got to talk
You gotta
closer
talk
to the
in
mic.
When we liberated Afghanistan, supposedly, how many mail-in ballots did Afghanis put in?
413,000.
Zero. They had their thumb in ink and they voted
Well,
in person.
and
Are
that's
you trying to tell me that they're
mail-in
more democratic
ballots.
than we are? How dare you, sir?
there is going back to the abortion argument,
Oh, I love that one.
which is there's got to be some sort of accountability either by the federal government or by the state or this whole notion that to drive a car you have to take a test, to become a doctor you
Oh,
have to go
dude,
to all
you
the
need
school.
to take an intelligence test to drive a car.
To vote, I think you absolutely have to show a fucking ID. And if you can't produce a valid ID at where you're supposed to vote, sorry, you can't vote.
And genital identification. That
You have to
should be a
whip
thing.
it out.
Like, don't you?
I wanna see.
have to
No.
have an ID.
No,
Yes.
No.
They're
what?
trying to
really?
vote against it
No,
right now.
They said that is racist because not all
But they
minorities
accept.
have.
But
Well,
if
it's
don't have
racist against white people, but that doesn't count.
I can't vote
How many
in
minorities
Texas.
buy liquor without a license?
Yeah.
How do you get on a plane without a license? How do you
Right.
get on a
That's
Carnival
another one.
cruise, which
Yeah.
I just did without a license? And I'm here to tell you,
You
I got a lot of stories
How
about
many
that.
minorities buy liquor without a license?
6.
I don't really
minorities. Is that-
have to
is
show
that it?
my ID every time I buy liquor.
But you have to show your ID to vote.
Yes.
Yes. So how are all these fucking people voting? They vote from home. They vote via this mail ballot
You
that
still
you don't
have to prove
anything.
Yeah, you're
No,
supposed
you don't.
Yeah.
You bullshit.
Yeah.
You fill it out
not
and
bullshit.
mail it in.
Yeah, right.
Nah,
Yeah,
you don't have to show an ID to the
well,
paper.
You don't
Look,
show that
it's
ID
me.
to the paper.
Look, it's me.
You put
Hey.
like your license number and shit down and your social
They don't
or
check
something.
that.
Have you
Okay.
ever
I
filled
can't
out
check
an
that.
absentee ballot?
I have not.
Okay, I did when I was in the United States Marine Corps. It was
Thank you for your service.
It was so
Thanks for going.
arbitrarily difficult. It was a pain in the ass, really.
How was it difficult?
I had to put so much of my personal information on there. It was
Interesting.
outrageous. However,
Stop it
in
with the white male privilege.
2009, they changed the form.
Uh huh.
All I have to do now is put my name on it.
Okay, there you go. And I call bullshit on that because
Sure.
that promotes fraud.
Well-
I don't care if it's a red or a blue fraud.
Yeah.
It's fraud.
If that's the case, I agree.
I just
If
came
that's
in
all you have to do.
from overseas, and I
Gross.
was in Grand Cayman, Montego Bay, and Mexico, and could have smuggled as many drugs as I want to. Because when I came into the port of New Orleans on this cruise, I didn't even go through customs. They waved us through. Didn't check our bags. Didn't check anything. Why didn't I steal some babies?
Yeah.
Why didn't I bring a bunch of drugs? You
Damn.
tell me.
I was in Montego Bay and they made me take a fucking COVID test, and if I would have failed it, they would have kept me there for a week
It's 'cause
in a
you were
room
black.
by myself
Because you were an African American.
with no food, no water, and they would have killed me.
That's because you're GQ.
That's right. It's just weird. The whole thing doesn't make sense. You need to vote at a legitimate polling place or go
Whatever
and
makes you the
early
most
vote,
money.
early vote, but you can't fucking get a ballot at home and no. No.
I want a bunch of ballots at home.
Hey, so can I go to Mons Venus and vote? If you said it,
Wait, is that that's a
polling
strip
place,
club.
Did you
right?
say my penis?
Mons Venus.
It's not as good as Spearmint Rhino.
Your
This is
mom's
when we
penis.
talk about
Because they
the
have
toxic
polls there.
masculinity and strippers and why they are awesome.
It's a
different
polling
poll.
place.
You know what? You know what? And I know my wife listens to this show, but the one thing when GQ drags me to a strip club,
That happened.
GQ is
And-
an asshole.
You
And
can't afford
I've
to go
never
to a strip
had-
club.
4 girls, like say hi to me and pat my head.
Are you with
and,
GQ?
And
Yes.
just snuggle up to me and be sweet. Has anyone ever had that in a normal environment? Strip clubs serve their purpose.
I like strip clubs so much. I bought my wife.
I wear a condom going
strip
in. Bing bong bing.
I bought my wife. What do we call it? A cocoa butter. Cocoa. I
it's-
bought my wife cocoa butter lotion.
Indeed.
I swear to God. I swear to God. I put cocoa butter lotion on in the winter so I can smell like a stripper.
You put some cocoa on her butt hair.
My belt.
Get you a little lavender.
my
forget the
belt
glitter.
area gets very dry during the winter. So instead of putting Jergens lotion,
This is not a
gross.
joke either. This is
Jergens.
real.
This is. I have a big bottle. It costs like
I've got
$2.
You don't have to show us.
I've got a
Jeez.
great.
It's a big bottle of lotion.
Put the lotion away.
I've got
Gross,
2
dude.
great strip club
Put your pants
stories.
back on.
2 great. And we'll go around that. And I want y'all to think about this because y'all have all been to strip clubs. I want y'all to know, and children out there listening, and I hope you are, buy guns, do drugs, and go to strip clubs because strippers care. But on that note,
They're paid to
whenever. Okay, I got 2 stories. There was I wasn't there for this one, but a close friend told me that when they were all 19 and they went to this strip club here around here, they got so totally wasted, and they had a bar that was on the floor, like with the girls where they danced. They only had one stage, so the bar kind of wrapped around it. And this guy, who's now an orthopedic surgeon, drank so much that he yacked on the stage before the girl came out. And all of our friends
Was I there?
were watching, and the girl came out, and it's like, star on stage number 3, and she comes out and slips in the puke. Slips in the puke.
Oh,
I was
puke.
not there.
He puked all over the stage. She runs out in her high heels, slips in the puke. This is not a joke. This really happened. And she slides across the floor. She jumps up, covered in vomit, starts crying, runs off. The boss goes after all the strippers,
Poor
chase her in the
thing.
back. That's story number 1.
When you said yacked on stage, puke is not where my mind went.
And so, story number 2, this guy is having a lot of fun with stripper number 2. It's a
girth.
And, I got the feeling she was doing cocaine from the story. And so she's doing cocaine. She goes into the bathroom. Cocaine will give you the shits if you don't know, children.
You got to shit
out there.
before
That's
you do
laxative.
it.
This is toddler corner. Toddlers don't do cocaine. It gives you the shits. Anyway, and she came back out and she sat on him, and in a G-string, if
What?
you miss the mark,
pretty obvious.
It's not good. And she was an African American, so you could see it. And proceeded to wipe shit all over his shirt, but he had no clue, and he was fine
Did
with
he
it.
have like a pristine white shirt on?
Yes, he had a white T-shirt
Love
on.
Sure, it wasn't makeup.
It was some
Brown
sort
makeup.
of rock show T-shirt, and it was smudged.
He was Trump brand
So
bronzer.
kids, and mostly toddlers, be careful of strip clubs.
And if you're constipated, just do coke.
Yeah, it'll clog you up. No, actually,
Opposite of that.
I never take cocaine shits. If I did do cocaine, I probably wouldn't take the shit.
Just
I don't
heard it
know.
from a
Tell
friend.
us.
I'm not really sure somebody is telling the truth about that.
Okay, I just went on a cruise, the Carnival Cruise. Glory out to the glory hole.
Glory to God.
It was the Carnival Glory, and it was a decent ship. It was fine.
Glory
it
is
was
the
100
name of
years
New
old.
sponsor?
It was 100 years old. And we went to Montego Bay, which don't go there unless you're at a good resort, because as soon as you leave, you will see dead people.
That's dangerous.
Grand Cayman is the British Isles. My daughter asked, why is there so much poverty here? I said, ask the British government. They've colonialized these things for 200 years, and they're getting worse.
I disagree with the islands and that are British, have British history.
Were you there last week?
They're the best. Yes, I was there 3 months ago. Yes,
I win.
And
I was there last week.
Jamaica is a pit because Jamaica is a pit.
Well, it's colonialized by the British.
Not
No,
anymore.
but all the
Not anymore,
Not
but
anymore.
it was.
Once they left, that's when it became
That's
shit.
when it became shitty.
That's
but
when
they
the-
still have the British. dollar.
Okay, well, I'm all ears.
But hey,
No, they had their Jamaican dollar
the
now.
best, the best,
It's called the Hayman.
the best islands in the Pacific that I have been to, and I've been to a few of them, were all British. Americans.
ones?
The BVI's,
suck.
BVI's are good.
BVI's
BVI's
are
are awesome. They're
terrific.
beautiful.
Yes, they are. That whole area is good.
so much better than the French
Yeah.
side.
Turks
Yes.
and Caicos is fucking awesome.
The U.S. Virgin Islands are just shit.
No, I like the USV. St. Thomas is pretty
This is
awesome.
British-
Vacation Corner, and
But-
British Virgin Islands. Better.
Once the British left, there was so much. It happened in India as well. So when the British left India, when it left their little
South Africa
territories,
too.
the people that became in charge of the country or whatever, the government or whatever,
Dr. Johnny is from India, so you do know what the hell
Yes.
you're talking about.
a lot of corruption happened. So money was coming in because they're being funded. British just didn't leave. They kept giving them money to get on their feet. But it wasn't going the right way.
The African countries as well.
Yes.
I'm telling you,
So
one of the
it's-
greatest nations. And by the way, can I bring this up about 4th
No,
of July?
go ahead.
So I feel bad about celebrating the 4th of July.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Because I don't want to offend anybody.
Oh, I get it. Me too. Me
because
too.
the British people lost one of the greatest properties on the planet.
I do feel guilty about loving America.
So I think that we should stop all this nonsense because it really probably hurts our good friend Britain
Not to mention,
by celebrating the fact that we chased
why don't
them
we
off
have
the property.
Muslim 4th of July too? I mean, I'm sure they have one.
Is there?
No.
They have something.
Is there an Independence Day in Muslim land?
Why don't we?
Muslim land?
I don't know. I think it's very insensitive of us.
I think it's insensitive.
No,
I mean,
they have
you don't
Jihadi
see-
Day. Jihadi
Yes.
Day.
Why don't we do? That should be a national holiday here in America.
Think
Nice,
about it.
very nice. You did that well.
Does Iraq have an Independence Day when America left?
I don't know, but Iraq.
Let's just
is,
call it Flag
We would
Day.
we would be pissed if they did. So the British people should be pissed every 4th of July.
Indeed, they never get pissed. They're always,
But if
they
it wasn't
never.
for America,
America.
England would be speaking German right now.
God
so it didn't matter.
dang.
You could argue that. I'm just saying. I think it's offensive.
Okay, can I switch gears here to movies? Jojo Rabbit. If y'all have not seen it, it is about the Nazism, but
Yes,
it's
I watched
perspective from young German kids, and it's British done, and it is freaking hilarious.
It is funny
and then
as
it's
shit.
sad.
At the
Jojo
end,
Rabbit.
too.
Yeah, it's kind of it's very real.
I've seen it,
It
but I
was-
can't remember.
The kid is like, oh man, the things they say about the Jewish. And the queen bee goes back to the hive, and that's where they get their wings, and that's where they become vampires. I mean, it makes no
I don't remember
sense.
that.
But it was the propaganda that they were pushing in Germany. It was terrible.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
And there's
that part is
propaganda
bad.
today.
But then at the end of the movie, they bring it back home with realism of what really was World War II, which is just scares the living shit out of me.
I'll tell you what, you think we have it bad.
On July 4th, I spoke to Mr. Joe Stoma, and I will mention his name because he's 97th birthday today, and he was a Navy man, and he was in the South Pacific, and he was in Okinawa, and he was everywhere, and I had a conversation with him on July 4th, which is one of my favorite discussions on America's Day of Liberty, and that man and what those men went through.
Pretty amazing.
The USS in Indianapolis, and I forgot the name of his, but he goes, we pulled in a lot of men out of the water, men that were getting attacked by sharks. I mean, this man saw it all. He's 97. You don't get to, he is a living history book, unedited by the powers that be, telling you what he saw, and it was astounding. It was an emotional kind of thing. It was like, this is what America is about, and what we're going through. And I know we're going through like a divorce right now. It's like
It's the same thing that happened in the 60s.
Yeah, but we're going to be fine.
One of my child posted this, which I forwarded to you guys.
Childs.
Americans celebrating their freedom and independence after another year of losing more freedom and independence.
Oh, man, true. Damn.
Fuck you, Britain.
And what's scary is back in the 50s and the 40s and the 30s, at least all Americans had one thing in common. They loved America.
Yep.
Today, we do not have that in common.
I think it goes all the way to the 90s. Because, I mean, even the 90s, if you remember.
9/11.
Yeah.
That was 2001.
If a foreigner, a person from outside the country, would make any sorts of comments about the president,
I'm sorry,
even if
you
liked
are a
the president,
Marine.
did not like the president,
Right.
you would go off on the guy, go, or that girl, whatever, say
Because he's our person.
it's our, I don't give a fuck. He's my president. You like him or not? You can't. I can say it because I'm American.
But
You
the
can't.
difference
But
is-
now it's like everybody in the world
Yeah.
makes fun of our presidents, and everybody laughs about it.
Well,
Right.
we make fun of
and if you
Boris. What's his
find-
name?
You also
But so
see-
did the British.
Ted,
We make fun
Ted,
of
I want to
Boris
say
Johnson.
Ted's a
The
Marine.
Canadian
Ted's
guy.
actually gone to battle for America.
Yep.
When you're on foreign soil, you never say anything bad about your country. It doesn't matter if you're a Russian, a
I love
British,
that.
or a Canadian, or an American. If you're on foreign soil, you support and you live by the
You're
code
unified.
of your country, and you support your country. Recently, we've had your president, Joe Biden, say bad things about the United States Supreme Court on foreign soil. How dare him say that?
It's a different world, man.
Look at the anointed one did. He went and
what happened
apologized.
to the Dixie
Oh,
Chicks
yeah,
when
the
they did
apology.
that? What happened to the Dixie
least
Chicks?
he was
Everybody got
coherent.
mad.
Oh,
He
yeah.
got in trouble.
Now they're the chicks. They
Okay.
thought it was cool to be Dixie chicks back in the day to get all that money. Now they're just the chicks.
Well, the same thing has to apply. When you're on foreign soil and you're from respective country, don't talk bad about your country. That's just wrong.
That's like me going in with
100%.
the doctor here to a dance, and he's my date because we're like that.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, I start bitching to him, to all the silly guys, about how awful he is. That's not cool. He took me to the dance. I
Stay
should
with
be
who
nice.
Brought you to the dance.
That's right.
Exactly.
Dance with the date that brought you to the
and
dance.
even the people that are here, you don't like this country, then leave.
Oh well,
Leave.
that or vote differently. Just go vote. And shut
Voting
your
doesn't
fucking
count
mouth.
anymore, dude. Come on.
But we bitch about Biden all the time. So
Don't
we're-
mail in your vote.
No, but I never say that I want to leave this country. I hate this country. I never.
I
say
don't
that.
do it either.
But these people say this country's stupid now. Then get the fuck out.
I'd like to
Right?
go to Mexico,
Get
but
the fuck out. And you're living on welfare checks. Go see how other
When the
places
communist
work.
liberals are stabbing me with their bayonets,
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Oh, I love America."
I would,
All these fucking snowflakes complaining about this country.
Just kidding,
Dude,
Because guess
I
what?
would.
Those liberals, I love them as long as they identify as Americans. I'll back their ass up. I'll take a bullet for them. Look, we have opposing views, but it doesn't mean that we're not Americans. If we could all agree that we love America, but we can't right now. We're like the War of the Roses, that divorce court where it's you and your wife and you fucking hate everything and you argue about everything. That is where we are. It's not going to be a civil war. It's going to be a divorce.
Look,
Let's circle the wagons on something that Big D said earlier.
Sweet D. Sweet Big D.
So
You're on that. Yes, you're on it. You're on it, Wes.
LGBTQ,
what?
You said that real quick.
they are pushing all this agenda. What they don't understand is
it them or is it the media?
they are supporting communism. That is not the way America is built.
I think you're missing something.
No,
though.
no,
I want to stand up.
Socialism is one thing.
Look,
communism is a different.
I think you're grouping them into something, and the government, the Democrats, or the bad guys, not the Democrats, but the people who are trying to mess with us. They're taking that movement of the LGBTQ, putting a deal on it that maybe even the LGBTQ don't believe, but they're speaking out of turn. The people that are speaking for the LGBTQ, a lot of them are speaking out of turn. Just like the African Americans, that the people that's supposed to back them through the last 30 years spoke out of turn and did not take up for them or protect them. I think the LGBTQ are just pawns in a game, and all the I'm just going to say it. I don't know if this is wrong or right, but all the gay guys and girls that I know, they don't think like that. They're not like militant like that. And I think the TV is trying to make them militant so people will get mad at them like GQ.
Here's one.
But they're
one thought.
ushering in communism.
Here's one thought.
But see, the thing is,
this will
The people
solve the
that are
problem.
on the media are
This will solve the
not
problem.
necessarily the LGBTQ people.
This will solve the problem. Vote and the majority wins.
LGBTQ, you say they're
Mail-in ballot.
ushering communism, socialism.
Without knowing it.
If you look at communist countries and how they look at the gay population, they don't like them.
Correct.
Yeah, honestly, here's the point. The
Saudi Arabia.
the LGBTQ just made a Ukraine flag in the rainbow. All the while, Ukraine does not appreciate, identify, or like anyone in the LGBTQ. They oppose it.
Do you know that for a
100%.
fact? I don't know that.
Yes.
I'm just telling you, we need to get back to the majority rules, and then it plays out.
Look,
and if
man,
you're in the
if
minority,
the majority,
fucking leave if you don't
the
like it.
majority, I don't care if they're LGBTQ. I don't care if they're any color. I don't care if they just crossed the border, but they got their papers. If they're Americans, that's what we need to do. We need to band together as Americans, man.
You're asking the impossible.
No, nothing
Everybody
is
here
impossible.
is free.
No,
That-
Americans
you're free
should
here
be together
to dress
regardless.
like a fucking dragon, go buy a gun,
That is America.
and shoot whatever happened on John. You're
Look,
free to do that.
You have people like George Soros. They'll throw money into this economy to divide people.
Absolutely.
You
It's
have
happening.
Soros.
He
you
is
have
exactly
freaking,
right.
Gates. You have all these fucking the uber 1%.
The Power of Pessimism podcast does not endorse Bill Gates. He's awful.
He's awful. Even his Melinda, she's a fucking bitch.
Bitch.
What if they? Okay,
Of course she's a bitch. Men are pigs.
can I ask you about this? Live Golf or PGA Tour?
We're
PGA.
gonna switch gears.
No. That's the point.
PGA, man, all the way, dude.
Why?
We
'Cause it's
created
PGA.
it. We created it. We own it. and it's not for the world.
You're like saying NFL or Canadian Football League.
No,
well, I'm going to
you're
go
saying
NFL every
or
time.
USFL. That's the same.
I'm going NFL.
I'm still with the NFL, even though I don't agree with all their
I
policies.
get where you're going, GQ. I get
Okay,
it.
So the idea is PGA Tour or Live Golf Tour. That, to me, it all boils down to one thing.
If you look at the origins of both, you will
thought you weren't gonna
understand
talk.
what's right.
Wait. No. So PGA golf, if you want to look at the origins, was started by
You mean the easiest game in the world?
Jack Nicklaus.
no. Before
Palmer.
when it first started,
It was to help the game itself.
it
and
was
promote-
help to white people, not the colored people.
was
Colored
like,
people
we
were
gotta give
not
white people
allowed to even play the game.
That still
So,
happens today.
It does happen today, but
Oh,
because
that's-
the Live
dude.
Tour is started by Saudis, is that an issue?
Yes.
It may be
Because-
where the money's coming from. But
No,
wait, I don't have a problem
I think
with
the
it.
PGA had adopted their changes with the times.
Well, Masters.
therefore-
When did the Masters just adopt? About 10 years ago.
Master.
Women,
Master.
women,
Let's
and
play the
black
Masters.
people.
I'm
black
here
people,
to
yeah.
tell you, though, PGA is as good to America as NFL, NBA,
And
and
peanut butter.
American Pie.
And Nathan's fucking hot dog eating contest.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So here's
love
It's
watching
ours.
Here's-
Don't go out there chasing the money.
Yeah, but PGA is
Don't go
PGA.
chasing
I mean,
rainbows.
Yes,
look,
chase
if
some
you say
money.
that about baseball,
Don't go
I
chasing
fucking love
waterfalls,
baseball.
GQ.
Baseball
Yes.
is the American sport.
oh, it's
It's the epitome of American sport.
It's too
Because
long.
that's what it kept us
Okay,
through.
but here-
World War One, all that kept,
All those world wars we started,
yes. No,
No, we didn't start
No,
them.
we didn't start any of them. We finished
but we
them.
didn't stop it
But
from
here's
happening.
what we can't stop these people from doing what they
Pearl
anyway.
Harbor.
See, that's the whole thing.
Wait,
is that
FDR
when
knew
we
Pearl
don't
Harbor
get
was
involved
coming.
in these wars?
They don't end.
They don't like it. But when we get involved, why do you got to come over here and fight these wars for us? Because you fucking need us.
Okay,
You
wait.
missed the point.
Okay, wait.
Lockheed Martin needs it.
Needs it.
JP Morgan
Ne-
needs it.
Northrop
Boeing
Grumman
needs
all
Needs
these-
it.
It's all about
Raytheon
Halliburton.
needs it. Halliburton.
It's all about dollars, which brings me back to my question about the Live Golf Tour or the
If you
PGA.
listen to our show,
So
you
there
just
is
learned something.
There is a difference
PGA.
between the PGA Golf Tour and how much. What do they do every week?
Yeah, the only thing they
No,
have in
wait.
common is no one cares.
What? people care. Wait, the PGA Tour is built on. Do you know the PGA Tour is?
Oh, here we go.
a
Come on, man, you gotta sum it up.
Non-profit.
I can tell where this is
You
going.
know that?
So was the NFL recently.
Yes, and you know what? The only thing they give money to is the NFL Players Association. That's the only thing they give money to.
Well, those guys need it because they don't have brains anymore.
Bing,
but
bong,
wait,
bing.
so here's the issue with the PGA
PGA
Tour.
LIV.
I looked it up. I can't remember the numbers. The PGA Tour's charitable contributions are fucking staggering.
To what?
Every,
Yeah, you know, I know- I'm
city,
not asking you.
Every city a tournament is played in, New Orleans, take for example.
That's
There
cool.
is millions every year, millions of dollars raised for TV revenue from sponsors.
Oh, you're
from
just
whatever.
saying creating jobs, capitalist
No,
pig.
no. Sending money to the depressed communities around New Orleans. It happens every fucking week.
Ba-ching.
Every week. Now, the
I'm
Live
not going to
Golf
jam you
Tour-
on that, but get some stats for the
I
next
did,
time.
and we'll look it up next time, and I'll give you.
They were
I'll
so
give
good
the
you don't
PGA
remember.
No,
I told
the
you,
PGA Tour is
PGA
staggering how
America.
much money they give to
I
charity.
know, I know.
They do.
That's why I'm a
They do.
PGA
Also help-
fan.
Now that this PGA is trying. They're trying to drive, and like the USTA does in the minority areas, and they're
I
pushing.
saw
these,
Mike McNulty on Wimbledon. I
No,
texted him and he texted me back.
But
No, I'm
my
telling you,
point-
it's
my
huge.
point is, that is the perfect organization in terms of American woke behavior and everything you're supposed to do.
USTA is the epitome of woke behavior.
USTA? No, the
Yes.
PGA.
No, USTA is
Maybe
the epitome.
Yeah, they're
maybe
bad.
both
They're
of
bad,
them are
dude.
built that way.
Doesn't the
Wes, you
United
still awake?
States,
I know you got
Tennis
stuff to do.
Association give
You gotta go
money
bang your
back to
girlfriend
all
in a
these
while.
communities?
Yes.
100%.
Gotta go to
Yeah,
work.
that's
Yes.
woke behavior. We're talking about the number one.
Yeah.
Is woke
So
behavior.
isn't that good?
It is.
Yes.
All right.
I have no issues with the USTA.
So the Live Golf Tour.
The lib people are going nuts over this whole thing.
Hold on, y'all. I got to take this.
Oh, pause for commercials.
Here's the
Cocaine
here's the
for
trick.
kids.
Here's the trick. The Live Golf Tour is
Carnival
tiny.
Cruise Line now is
It's tiny.
reservation.
Okay. So the Live Tour
mentioned
has 8 tournaments. That's it. 8 tournaments. Now, but wait. So if they're willing to spend $200 million on Mickelson?
Yeah.
It was amazing amounts of money. And Mickelson will turn his back on the PGA Tour for the financial gains that he has profited through the years, through the tour, being a member of the tour, following their rules. They have rules, and it's tough to be on the tour because it's a weekly grind. You have to practice. You have to pay a lot of money to keep yourself in shape. You got to pay a team.
Gets
You gotta
paid.
do all that stuff. And some people get paid. Some people do not.
All get paid if they have a card.
No, they do not.
Yes, they do.
No, they do not.
Even
So,
Bo Stewart got paid.
I'm just telling you, the
He
guys
was on the Nike tour. He got paid. I know.
he got paid because he had outside sponsorship.
Paid.
No, they do not. So the idea is if you get on one of the lower tours, I heard this the other day. I looked it up. It seemed right. The first 5 tournaments, if you're on the Corn Ferry Tour these days, if you make it, are out of the country. You have to fly there. You have to pay a $6,100 entry fee. You're down $6,000 after 5 tournaments. Unless you've made a cut and made some money, you're down $30,000 at the end of this little stretch.
Hopefully you have some sponsors if you're that.
Well,
you know
I
what?
heard that
You
Westlake
have to
Chemical
have-
is hiring
you have
out
to.
there,
But-
and PPG and some of the other places.
That's right.
With the
What?
Live Tour,
I mean, it's an investment.
and the
If that's
PGA
what you
Tour,
want to
I
do,
mean-
go do it.
it's competition.
You
right?
got to follow me.
It's a
It's
game.
competition.
You got to
So-
follow me. Follow me for
You
a second.
think baseball players just
If
sit
you-
around and not
They
do
get
anything?
paid a fucking baseball players get paid way more than these.
Not just to participate. If they have to
golf
try out,
players
they
do
have-
not get paid to participate.
Neither do baseball players for tryouts.
Yes, they. Oh,
Not
fuck
for
that.
tryout.
You're
That's what-
you're
that's-
arguing that they haven't made the Major League Baseball.
Hey, your player that's having to pay $600,000 or $6,500 to go play somewhere. Okay, that's his entry fee. The guys that do baseball and football tryouts and everything else, everything from their shoes to their cap, they have to pay for. They have to go try out. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
But they see the end
This
game.
is a guy who's
They
actually
see the
made
end
the
game.
tour. You're not following me. You're thinking before and after. Before, I understand that you're struggling. You're trying to get to the NFL. You're trying to
Guarantee
get
you, if
to
a guy's
Major
on
League
the
Baseball.
Corn Ferry, he's gotten some money somewhere. I know it. I saw him out here in La Berge, Golden Nugget, the past month. They got money.
I'm glad you think that, but they're not paid by the PGA Tour.
Oh, I'm not saying that the PGA. I apologize if I.
Yeah, you're not listening
But
to me.
they've got funding behind them.
They may have funding. If they don't, they don't make it. How about that? So there are some very good players that didn't find funding who don't make it. That is Mickelson's argument.
And
I'm
Mickelson-
waiting for your
wait.
rebuttal, but you're not following the
Okay,
argument.
Mickelson, you know why he
Mickelson is
switched?
following
Oh,
the
it could be
money.
gambling debts and
No,
all
not
that.
even
Yeah.
that. He's at the end of his career.
Yes.
Right.
He
So-
just got paid a fucking fortune.
So why not do it's
I
just like
agree.
if you watch professional soccer, right? Why do you
No
think
one
David
watches that
Beckham
shit.
came from the Premier League to here? Because
Money.
he was at
Watches
the end of the career.
professional soccer.
So when it was all for money.
Yeah.
That was it.
It's no
So this
problem.
is what these guys. Shit, if in my twilight time, if I could get paid $200 million for
Get
2
closer
years,
to the mic. Your
I'm
voice
fucking
sounds
gonna-
better.
I'm gonna fucking do it.
I'd get.
Because it's my twilight time.
That sounds
My
so much
competition
sexier.
level
Yes.
is done. I'm not going to compete
Thank
with
you.
the
Right?
judgment.
I would totally take the money to play
Yeah.
on the Live Tour.
Get your
right
mouth
now.
on the microphone, sir.
I am.
No, it's not.
The arguments.
you sound like an old guy. Get your
going on.
mouth on there.
Listen to me.
Get it up
PGA
close.
Tour needs to handle
God damn,
the
if it wasn't
young
for me,
guys
this thing would be
who
fun.
make the tour.
And
they
Wes, of
need
course.
to. They need to push more money to the guys who don't make the cut because they had to get there. They were told they had to be there.
Are
and all
y'all
this
getting
stuff.
argumentative about
Okay,
the most
so-
elitist sport in the history
Exactly,
of America?
right?
It is-
So
it
let's
is-
talk about LeBron James.
No, it's the definition of America, right?
You're so white.
Eat what you kill, right? right? So you either promote the PGA Tour, which is eat what you kill, and hate the Live Golf Tour, which pays for you to be there.
It's really,
there is a totally different scenario.
no, this is ESPN shit you're talking about, and it's high level. You're right.
Okay, so it's not that far of a stretch to then take that argument that the PGA Tour is all wonderful.
Why are you mad at the PGA Tour with your face?
I'm not.
But that face said it
I
all.
like both of them.
What? The LIV, you don't even know what the fuck it is.
Yes, I do. I just explained it, but you were outside.
I know because you saw it on TV.
No.
But it's so new.
You're so crazy.
It's just so new.
You're nuts.
No, I'm not nuts.
This is the one thing, and I'm going to predict
It's
this.
against America.
There will be, no, it's not. It's free
not against
fucking
America.
market. It's free market.
It's just like the Betamax
You
versus
just don't
VHS.
like where the money's coming from.
It's like
but you
CDs
also
versus,
don't like what's his
know.
name, George Soros.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking argument.
You're fighting for
Look,
Laserdisc
look.
versus VHS.
At
It's never
the
going to
end
work.
of the day, these fucking Saudis, because of Aramco going public, have so much fucking money.
Okay.
They have bought up. You know how many fucking football teams in Europe they've bought up?
Don't care.
Good.
So
for
that's
them.
what they did. They're throwing money out there
Good.
because they can.
All right. Maybe it straightens them out one day. I don't know.
It's not.
Okay.
It's just going to make them richer.
If you're an
That's all it
athlete
is.
and somebody says, I'll give you $200 million, or you got to play 35 times a year and earn your money, and you're failing as your health is failing because you're older, what are you going to do?
Oh, I'm going to say pay 35 times a year.
And that guy fucking deserved to die, the Giovanni, that press guy.
Oh, Jesus
You know what I mean?
Christ.
I mean, think about it.
All right, change subject.
We have
I
lost.
slaughtered him a slice.
No.
I mean,
fucking put him in a suitcase and take him out.
the
Yeah,
American.
Man, we
it's
haven't
the
even talked
American
about
idea.
toddlers with guns. This is not cool. What is your power of pessimism point of the day?
Toddlers with guns.
Well, I've seen you.
That guy
Honestly,
who just
no.
killed the guy who just killed
GQ.
6 people and hurt 35 should not have
Even
been
though,
sold a gun.
even though I came up with the power of pessimism, it's on my trademark. Anyway, one of the things that you said, which really came up, no, don't, and oh man, I forgot my point because it was brilliant,
Because
man.
the kid who shot all the people.
We've had friends here in Louisiana that have had one thing after another happen to them. And GQ, a girl who is dating a friend who has had a rough go at it, told me today, it was like, you know, I can't be around my boyfriend because he's so angry and drunk when he goes to sleep. And I said,
See, it's real.
and I said, do you mean he goes to sleep drunk and angry and wakes up scared? And she was like, yes. Chapter 17. You nailed it. That's your chapter.
That's a lifestyle.
You nailed it.
Some people choose that
It's
as
a thing.
lifestyle, yeah.
It is a thing. Ladies and gentlemen out there in the world, you know, life's hard. It's only going to get worse.
That's right.
Listen to this shit, though. Listen to us.
I
We'll
thought
make you
were
laugh
wrapping-
about
I thought
it.
you were wrapping it up. That was a good wrap up.
Did y'all? Look, I ran across on YouTube, and you can cut us off or not. I ran across on YouTube. There is a freaking novel about. They don't call it the power of pessimism, but it's goddamn close.
We can't play it on
No,
the show.
no. I just wanted to show you guys. Anyway,
Quit being so
Okay.
Nazi-ish.
This is America. Got
Wait,
freedoms.
what was that with the red?
All right, go check that out on YouTube, everyone.
all right, Wes,
Oh.
give us the lowdown.
Yeah,
Finish this
yeah.
out.
So, thank you to our 2.5 listeners. We appreciate you. Like us and share us on Facebook and Spotify and Instagram and
Fuck face.
And
Fuck
look for
Facebook.
us.
We like the
in
midgets. Midgets,
Times
you count me as
Square.
half a person,
Yeah.
but we like you anyways.
that's right.
If we're not in Times Square, it's Wes's fault because he won't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Just
happen.
do it, damn it.
We'll do it.
I do love that song.
Also, pessimism.show is the website.
And fuck everyone.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are exaggerated for comedic effect and do not necessarily reflect those held by any involved parties, including the hosts, producer, or R&R Mobile Recording. The contents and audio of this episode are copyrighted by R&R Mobile Recording, except where audio excerpts are played, of which the copyright is displayed in the episode description. For more information, please visit our official website at pessimism.show.